All right, guys. Hi. My name is Martha Martinez. We have Lauren and we have Nallely in this group for strategies 11 through 15. And we're going to be going over, strategies 11 through 15 from the book Herrell and Jordan. We're going to go to the next slide. And so for the first strategy we have is strategy 11, which is about close reading. Close reading is a strategy recommended to help students uncover the layers of meaning that lead to deep comprehension. So close reading actually addresses the Common Core Reading Anchor Standard 1 that addresses the read closely to determine what the text says explicitly and to make logical inferences from it, and cite specific textual evidence when writing or speaking to supports conclusion from the text. A step-by-step on how to implement close reading in your classroom based from the book is that first we had to demonstrate close reading when we're reading aloud. Then we observe and document students' individuals' reading levels. We choose to short text with enough complexity to allow students to practice their own comprehension strategies. And then we prepare questions that engage them in re-examining the text and supporting their ability to meet, those standards. Then after that, we can also document students' strengths and needs for reteaching. We can teach students how to ask important questions about the text they read. We can incorporate rereading for gradually uncovering deeper meaning and relate text to the students' past experiences. And we can also focus on observing and analyzing and provide experience using close reading using a wide variety of text. So usually for activities for close reading, we can use multicultural books. In this case, we have an activity involving close reading. And so for this activity, it's targeted to kindergarten. And the text that it meets is text number 10 for culture. It's about the students understanding similarities and differences among individuals. And, the student is expected to identify similarities and differences among individuals such as kinship and religion. The book that I'm using for this activity is called Same, But Different by Jenny Sue. In this activity, we will be reading, doing a read aloud with the whole classroom for the book Same, But Different. After reading the page where it says, "This is my tree house where I play. I live in a red brick building with my mom and dad and my baby sister." So in that page is just showing how both of the kids are have different houses, but in a way they are the same. And so a teacher can have their students point out their differences and how they are like in their families, and then ask the students to draw a picture of their home and the family who live with them and the traditions that they practice. So it'll be something similar to going back from the book, doing something similar to it. And then after reading the last page that says different but the same, a teacher can ask students to point out where in the book we can see the students are different, but also they are the same. So that's an activity that we can use in the classroom for close reading.
So strategy 12 is repeated reading. So it's kind of exactly how it sounds, the name of it, repeated reading. So through repeated reading of familiar text, teachers are able to effectively support students as they develop fluency in comprehension and correct pronunciation. An activity for repeated reading is writing and rereading readers' theater scripts. It even helps in supporting reading fluency in English language learners. So step by step, you select a book, read the book aloud, demonstrate the format for a writing script, write the script using shared writing, use a word processor to create the script. So you could use technology for this. Highlight the script when it is completed, practice reading the script aloud, perform the script, assess the students' comprehension, reading fluency, and expression as they read, and plan additional practice for students who need it. So we could do an activity with this. So we chose the book A Bad Case of Stripes, and it is a second grade level TEK. So it is establishing the purpose for reading assigned and self-selected text. So in this case, the students would listen to the teacher read A Bad Case of Stripes. Then they would get to kind of as a class learn how to write a script by coming up with their own stories. So they would actually get to write their own scripts. And that would include drawing pictures and having parts that are said by each person. So they would all get to read it to the class at the end of writing their script and be able to each take a part and read it. And this is to help build their comprehension skills, because as they are reading it, they're having to process what is going on, and then creating the script themselves helps them kind of understand already, okay, this is what I want to happen. This is what's going to go on. Strategy 13 is scaffolding English writing. So for this one, along with scaffolding, modeling, monitoring, and encouragement all help support students in the process of acquiring English writing skills. So being able to provide scaffolding and writing instruction is vital, because support in one language process is highly supportive of all aspects of language learning. So for the step-by-step in this strategy, you would select a topic and then ask the students to talk about it. During this time, you're modeling standard English, which is kind of encouraging them to use English. And then writing the sentence, and then the students are going to read it with you. And then they have to illustrate their stories and then reread the story repeatedly.
So now we're going to go over strategy 14, which is reporting back. The reporting back strategies can be used as a follow-up activity after active learning experience. It helps bridge the gap between spoken and written language. Reporting back is often overlooked, but it's very beneficial for students because it requires students to use specific lesson related to the vocabulary. The step-by-step for this strategy is prepare the student for action, listen and review the steps, verbalize the action, allow for verbal practice, celebrate the achievements, review the vocabulary used, write the reports, assess students' progress and understanding, and evaluate the use of reporting back. Now for strategy 15, which is labeled questions. So what are labeled questions? They are used when teachers adapt the way that they ask questions to the students, so the students can respond to them according to their language acquisition stage. The level questions, a teacher must observe students and know how they interact in English. Once the teacher knows the level at which students interact in English, the questions the teacher possesses can be adjusted to ensure the student's success in providing answers. So there's 3 levels of content reading questions. Level 1 is identifying factual information from the text. Level 2 is interpreting, and analyzing information from the text. And level 3 is going beyond the text, reading additional text, exploring related issues, using outside knowledge and experiences to relate to the text. Now the steps by step for this strategy is observe and document students' language levels, choose and gather materials, plan a hierarchy of questions, involve all students, assess students' progress and understanding. You can add technology and use a teacher self-evaluation rubric to monitor your own progress in leveling questions. An activity for this strategy would be a first grade level activity. The TEKs are listen actively, ask relevant questions to clarify information, and answer questions using multi-word responses. The book that we're using is Under the Moon. The activity is students will be asked a series of questions based on their level of acquisition, including what kind of food is the moon in the story? Show me where the lemons end up. What happened to the tree when the man stole the lemons? What did Rosalinda do after her tree got sick? The students will answer the questions that the teacher comes around to listen to groups' responses. The questions help build their understanding of the story as well as building their vocabulary as they answer the questions on their stage of acquisition. To end this presentation, we provided 10 different questions based on the other slides of the strategies. I don't know if you guys want to add something.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys. Bye.